I decided to move all of my trainings inside of the group. And I decided to do this for a couple of reasons. I felt like we were having, I was getting tons of people to come into the master classes, which is awesome. But the hard part is making sure that like everybody has an opportunity to see the replay. And what I was noticing was a lot of ladies were messaging me back saying, oh, I missed the replay. Could you resend it? Could you resend it? So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to do a quick 30-minute, like a really full 30 minutes of like jam-packed stuff. And then that way you guys will always have the replay in the feed on the Facebook group. So anyways, I'm switching things up a little bit in the group just because as we continue to get larger and larger, making sure that the information is more accessible to the masses. And just like you guys, I'm having to pivot as well because of the market. Things are changing so quickly in this real estate market, and I want to make sure that it's accessible for everybody. I mean, if you happen to miss the fact that you were on my mail list, like I have so many people that register into our Facebook group, but they don't put their email in, which is fine if you don't want to be contacted, but then I feel like you're missing out. So I just want to make sure that not everybody's missing out on an opportunity, because I think in this market especially is one that we need these little bits of information from people who have actually been through cycles. We got one more minute, but just so those who don't know me or have never been on one of my my master classes before, I'm Nicole Briggs and I'm a real estate agent. I'm also a mom. I'm a mom of 4. I'm a grandma to 1. I'm still in production, so I am with you guys. I'm writing offers. I just got a rejected offer back this morning. You know, I had to deliver the news to my clients as well this morning, so I'm doing the same thing that you guys are doing. It's really important for everyone to understand that the cycle of the market should never matter. Yes, we do have to pivot, but at the end of the day, our systems and our processes have got to remain the same regardless. Like we have got to continue doing what we do every single day, regardless of what the market is doing, because it's like a mindset, right? Like for me, I know whether or not we're in an appreciating, depreciating market, I'm always going to get mine. I'm always going to get mine. And that's a mentality that we have to adopt, especially if you're trying to, you know, push forward or break through some glass ceilings and you did say 5 deals last year and you want to go to 10 and you want to double's a big deal. You want to go from 20 to 50, that's a big deal. It's hard to do if you don't have intentional activities, and you also aren't in the right mindset, knowing that I'm going to get mine regardless of what the market does. Okay. Hi, everybody. Okay, are we ready? Let's do this. I am going to share my screen. I got 30 minutes. Let's see. You guys all know, the ones that have been on with me before, I talk very, very fast and I move through a lot of information quickly. So all this will be in the replay. Also, if you happen to need a copy of it, just send me an email. And I can give you the slides, because I actually think that there's going to be a download that I'm going to have to send out to you, because there actually is a schedule that I'd like you to have. And I was going through my notes to see if I had it still, and I don't have it. So I'm going to make sure that I drop it in the comments on this live feed. And I'll also put it up in the shared file in the Facebook group. Okay, so if you go to the drop down menu at the very top of the Facebook group, in that drop down menu, it says, and go to more, it says file. And there's a whole bunch of shared files that all the agents in the group have actually shared, like their buyer presentation or their listing presentation, or there's lots of information in there that I think a lot of people don't know is sitting in that shared file. So make sure that you get in there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Let's see, let me know if you don't see it. That's the wrong screen. Sorry, I got lots of stuff open here. There it is. I know, I hear you. You guys can't hear that ding, right? Please tell me you can't hear it. Somebody unmute and tell me if you can hear that, or drop it in the chat. Okay, here we go.
No, didn't hear it.
Okay, good, because it's like dinging like a million times, and I know that is super annoying for everybody. All right, here we go. Let me just share my screen. Present. All right, here we go. So listing lead strategies. It's interesting, when I dropped in the question I asked in the group earlier this week was, do you need more buyers or more sellers? And everybody says different answers, right? Because we all have different types of businesses. But you know, we're gonna hit on both regardless, because I think you need both. If you have listings right now, you're probably, if you're in a market that's actually slowing down and you're feeling the market changing, you're thinking to yourself, you need more buyers. When actually maybe we need to be more realistic with our sellers about pricing and setting them up for the expectation that the market is changing. And we do all of this up front. This is what I teach and what I coach, is setting the expectations for your sellers is going to be huge as you start to move into this market. Always, always, always begin your listing presentations with real estate market is a moving target. It just is. It just is. It just is. Appraisers are going off of comps that sold 30, 60, 90, right? They're going 6 months back if they can, or whatever, to make the numbers work. They don't really have an accurate account of the data either. Like they're looking at like if you were pulling comps from 3 months ago, that didn't incorporate the increase in interest rates that happened twice. And so we're looking at comps that aren't really relevant, right? So if you set this up in your listing presentations and you let them know, we can really only look at the last 30 days. That's what we're going by. How many listings are on the market, how many actually went under contract in the last 30 days, and how many actually sold. If it sold is actually indicative of last month, okay? So these changes in the market are going to be really important for you to understand your numbers. To understand your numbers, you should be looking every single day. How many new listings came on each day? How many went under contract? Because this is all the information that you're going to need when you're prospecting and you're talking to your buyers and sellers. It's really an information opportunity. And if you're brand new to the business, there's no way to feel more empowered and more prepared, because we always feel very unprepared as a brand new agent, than to have the data with you, so you have somewhere to go in the conversation. You can always go back to the numbers, because A, the numbers don't lie, and B, you can't make that up. It just is what it is, okay? All right, so moving forward. So I'm just gonna put on here, are you showing up every single day with intentional activities? For those of you who are moms and you are taking care of babies, this is my biggest thing for me, is making sure that this is how I became exceptionally efficient. I would have to say, if I had a superpower, I always tell people that's my superpower, is being extremely efficient with my time. Because at 2:15, if you've heard my story before, my kids need to be picked up from school. I had 4 kids and they're all in different schools. Our school just started, I think today or yesterday. So just being able to be very intentional and efficient about your time is going to be worth the weight in gold, because you really can do this business, I promise you, with about 5 hours of hard work during the day. Be very intentional in that 5 hours. And the rest of the time, we have to be moms. Like we table the stuff, and we put it off as we can, and we take care of it the next day. It's just all that we can do. So if you have more hours than that, good for you. That's fantastic. But the be intentional, like I would start every single day with, like, if that's an affirmation that you need because you are a willy-nilly person like me, like I'm an expressive personality. So I'm like, squirrel, squirrel, if you're like me, then has to be an affirmation every single morning. I will be intentional with the 5 hours I have to work today. I will be intentional with the 3 hours I have to work today. I'll be intentional with the 10 hours I have, whatever it is. But make sure that becomes an affirmation, that you start your day, the business days, with being intentional. I think it's always interesting. I want to put this out here real quick, because everybody says, I hate prospecting. I hate cold calling. I hate calling for sell-by owners. I don't like calling expireds, just listeds. I hate cold calling. Cold calling's a bummer. I hate it. Okay, great. You don't have to like it. But what's funny is the number one question that we get in the group is, how do I generate more leads? How do I generate more leads? Is there a magic ad? Is there a magic phone number? Is there a magic company that's going to generate the leads for me? Really, lead generation is prospecting. It's prospecting. So I had to actually do the same thing, where I had to make the mental shift that prospecting is lead gen, and lead gen makes me money. So I need to embrace the fact that I love lead generation. Like, send me a warm body with a heartbeat and that has a voice on the phone, and I'm going to try to close them. I'm going to try to set an appointment. I'm going to find their motivation. Be intentional with every single phone call that you have. Lead generation is your friend. That's the number one thing that people are talking about in the group. And it's the number one thing that will get you from A to B. We all love our SOI and we love our COI, but unless you've been in the business 5, 10 years and you've built up that repeat referral business, the SOI doesn't even know that you're in the business, right? You haven't closed a deal with them. So we need to love and like nurture the lead generation that we have and make all of those leads that we get very intentional about what we're going to do with them. And I'm going to explain what I mean about that. So I put this together, and this is the stuff that I think I'm going to create. I'm going to create a PDF, and then I'll link it here in the comments in this feed, and then I'll also put it up in the file for you guys, because it's important for you to kind of see the top 10 prospecting activities. Okay, there's no new way to generate leads other than the internet, which has become like a big deal ever since COVID. Everybody moved online, right? So what I wanted to make sure that we look at is that buyers and sellers have the exact same similar activities as far as lead generation is concerned. Your SOI, your COI is obviously your warm market. It's very easy to make that phone call. That is not hard. When people say they don't like cold calling, if you haven't talked, if you haven't spoke to one of your SOIs in the last 30, 60, 90 days, guess what? They're a cold call. Like, you haven't spoken to them. Yes, you know them, but now you got to start the thing all over again, because I can almost guarantee you that if you guys have pulled out your phones and you pulled out how many contacts you have in your phone, all of those contacts are not in your database. There's a guarantee, because you went through some of them and you said, oh, I don't know them. I don't really know them. I kind of like them. I don't really like her, right? Like, you guys have gone through that, and I've done it too. But that's what I mean by, like, they still are cold because you don't really have that relationship kind of drawn to them. So here's how you kind of get over that. Is your local vendors are also another, here's another avenue that I like to do, and you guys will see that a lot of my story on my social media, is local vendors are like my best friend. You want to get in front of an audience that doesn't know who you are, that's how you do it. You go to their place of business, you buy one thing, and then you post it on your story, and guess what? You tag them and they will reshare. And now you just got in front of an audience of 5, 6, 10,000 people. It just blows my mind. It blows my mind. Okay. It's one of the fastest ways for you to get in front of your community and establish yourself as an area expert. If you aren't already a part of your chamber of commerce in your city, I would join that. They're all small business owners. They're all small business owners. Get to know them, go to their activities. They become your people. They become your raving fans. Okay. So your local vendors, your next is your hottest subdivisions. If you want to farm, for those of you who are interested in farming, pull up what, like, we have a townhouse community that sells like all day long. If something gets listed in there, it sells really fast. That's what I'm meaning. And then make yourself a relevant agent in that subdivision. That's your farming. That's your, putting your stuff out there. If you don't have any past sales, your brokerage does. Talk to your broker, okay? And you can farm those areas. And the last one is lead magnets on socials. If you don't know how to do a lead magnet, or you're not familiar with lead magnets, it's going to be another class for another day. But we will definitely hit lead magnets one day. But that's going to be where you draw in your people. If you have a CRM and you do a paid CRM where they do leads for you, like Boomtown, Commissions Inc., any of those, they're actually posting lead magnets for you. Boomtown's is what's my home worth, right? So that's kind of what they do. And you can do it for buyers and for sellers, but we're specifically talking about sellers today. So those are going to be the 4 areas for lead generation that, like, honestly, you have your just listed, just sold, you have your expired, your for sale by owners. Okay, those are all just kind of the traditional ways. This is the way that I do it in this market. This is like a different spin on going after people that you don't know. That I think is the fastest way that you can get some results, okay? So let's talk about this. So with your SOI, I want to be sure that you know exactly what you need to do. When you contact the SOI, that's half the battle. Is I can teach you, like, oh yes, call these people. But if you don't know what to say and you don't know what you're doing, that doesn't really help you, does it? So here we have, you call your SOI and your COI, they're past sold or whatever. How's your home? Tell me, how's it going for you? You purchased it 3 years ago. Can you believe it's been 3 years? Catch up with them, right? The next one is, are you receiving my emails? Y'all should have them on a drip campaign. If you don't, if your brokerage has a CRM, then fantastic. If you buy, if you have your own, you should be dripping them at least once a month with a market update or some type of a monthly newsletter. And then I'm going to get to my most favorite way to do that at the end of here, the way that I stay in touch with my SOI that I think that you guys will love. So I'll get to that here in just a few minutes. And then the next one is anything that I can do for you. You guys, during COVID was like the best time for you guys to like follow up with your people. How are you doing? Oh my gosh, can you believe what's happening? I'm just checking in on you. I'm so, I just wanted to make sure everything's going okay. Be concerned for your people. Even like right now, as the market tends to shift, now's an opportunity to give them a call. I'm just giving you a call. It looks like there's, our market has changed so drastically. I'm just checking in to make sure everything's going good with you guys and everything's fine. If there's anything that you need from me real estate related, please feel free to reach out to me. I want to be sure that you're receiving my monthly newsletters, right? Like it's a conversation. It's just a conversation, but it's showing that you care and you're staying top of mind. And then the last thing is always ask for a referral. Always ask for a referral. I really do appreciate your business, and you've been such a great, friend to me over the years. Just was curious, do you happen to have any other friends or family who may be needing some real estate services at this time? I understand the market is crazy, and there may be some people who may need some assistance that you may know. So just ask for the referral, okay? So that's the first part. The next part would be your local vendors. Like I said, introduce yourself, show up. Stop by, say hi. I always look for the owner. Hi, like if someone helps me, I'm like, oh, are you the owner? No, I'm not. He's in the back. Oh my gosh, I would love to meet him. Could he come out here? A real estate agent, but I would love to promote your business on my webpage. I do that all the time. And then when I walk into the stores, now they just know who you are. Now you're top of mind. Post on your socials about them, like I said, and then ask for business collaboration or brand materials. I love to do that too. If you want to do like a giveaway, or you do like a quarterly event, but you don't really have the money to do like a big quarterly event, make it so that you just gather like 5 businesses in the local area and say, hey, I'm just going to do a promotion and I'd love to promote your business. So I'm going to put together a gift basket. Do you happen to have an item that we could donate for this gift basket? And then I'm going to raise some awareness for your company. And meanwhile, cross promote these 5 businesses. I'm telling you, it works. It's a way for you to stay top of mind. Now you just met 4 additional businesses. So much opportunity. All right, the next one is the hottest subdivision. This is probably my most favorite thing, is picking the hottest subdivision. And there's a system to this. You can't just send out mailers. I see this happen in the group all the time. I send out mailers. Do they work? Yes, they do. If you have a system in place to follow up and to stay top of mind and to gather business, right? And to make sure that they're receiving it. So what I would do is I would send out a mailer. 2 to 3 days later, you go back through, you knock the subdivision. Knock, knock. Hi, I'm Nicole Briggs. I'm with eXp Realty. I'm just stopping by. Did you happen to receive my mailer that I sent out? Oh, you didn't? Shoot, no big deal. No problem. That's why I decided to stop by. Is sometimes people just throw them in the trash, and that's fine. We have a ton of people who are interested in this subdivision. As you probably already know, they sell so quickly. I just was wondering if you'd ever thought about selling it. So easy. Like, this is such an easy peasy. All you moms that have kids, take your kids with you. Hey, my kids and I were out for a walk today, and they decided they wanted to come to work with mom today and learn a little bit about the real estate business. So we're stopping by to see if you had ever thought about selling your home. We have tons of buyers who are interested in this subdivision. Okay, it's just conversational, and it's just helping people. Your intention is to help people. And if you come with the right intention, not to list your property, I'm not here to list your property. I'm here to help you. Have you ever thought about selling? Okay. And then last is the next one is recently sold. If you don't have any listings and you're brand new in the market, that's fine. Go to your broker and ask him if there's someone that you can use a listing that they had just recently sold. Check with your local area, because every state is different. But ask if you can stop by and just say, hey, we recently sold a home in your market, and it would be your brokerage, right? And I just was wondering, it sold for X amount of dollars, wondering if you'd ever thought about selling yours. Okay. It happened. It works. I promise you. My favorite is apartments. You can hit like 50 doors in like a couple hours. I used to do that all the time. And guess what I was looking for? First-time home buyers. And this is a great market for you guys to look for them too, because there's first-time home buyer products that are coming back into the fold, where they're like, no money down, check with your lender, no money down, that their payments are actually lower than they would be on like a traditional loan. So make sure you check with your lender, but I would hit apartment buildings all day long. The caveat to that is typically there's credit issues. So make sure you partner with a really good credit repair person. But what's great is you're building a nice big fat list of people who are going to be coming into the fold that will eventually be ready to purchase, and you're building your database. That is like a moneymaker. I've done that several times, and especially in this market. Just listed. So just listed would be, my brokerage just listed a home in the area. If you don't have listings, that's fine. Make sure you check with your broker on that, because there are stipulations. You can make sure you give credit due to the actual listing agent and that they don't mind. Okay. Be courteous to your people, to your, the people who have business, or that it's their listing. The next part is, so you don't need to closing to call or mail or knock doors. That's what I had just mentioned. Same with the hottest subdivisions. With this one, it'd be the exact same thing. You want to send out the mailer, do exactly what I said. You just prospect them the same way. The lead magnets is an interesting part. The lead magnets is something that's a little bit more new to some people. Your CRMs have been doing it for years, but I wanted to make sure you had four headlines that you could use, that I've used. Want to know what your home is worth? That's what Boomtown uses. Ask me how I can get $20,000 more for your home. P.S. By the way, that's by listing with a real estate agent. For sell by owners, typically sell for less than homes that are listed by realtors. Check up any type of statistic on that on the web, and you'll see that they typically bring more. And there's reasons for that. And if you don't know why, then you should message me, because they definitely bring more money, because we get exposure. We also negotiate, right? We've negotiated more contracts than they have. Mostly for sell by owners have sold less than 5 houses in their entire lifetime. Okay. When you sell 50 in a year, or you sell 10 in a year, you've sold double what they have. So you're more experienced. Okay. And then the last one is how to stage your home to sell. I love that one. That one goes really, really far. And that seems to always I just put a lead magnet in there with the download PDF. So the minute that they give me their name, their number, and their email, it automatically sends them that list, that PDF download. And then I get all their information, and I give them a call and say, oh, it looks like you're interested in selling your home. Sounds like you're staging your home. And then either they're listed already, or they're thinking about it, or, there's something going on in there, but that's our job, is to ask those questions. So how much time do I have? I'm doing good. I got 11 minutes. Yes. Okay. So here we go. So this is my thoughts. And this is why I want you guys to have the download, is because you have to have a schedule. You have got to lay it out and be intentional about it. So the goals today, and I know this looks really overwhelming, but I'm going to show you. So this is the top white one that says contact 5 SOI or COI a day. That's what I would tell you to do. If you worked for me and you were on my team, I would tell you contact 5 of your sphere of influence a day. Okay. And then what you would do is, when you contact them, you're going to add the recently sold from the flex. If they're a past sale, okay, this is like, put a star by this. If they're a past sale of a buyer of yours, you should be putting them in flex and sending them the homes that sell in their market. You can send it once a month, once a week, whatever it is. But that way you're staying top of mind. Set it up on an automated system, right, through your flex, so that your client is always seeing what is selling in their subdivision. Why is this important? Because nobody cares what everyone else sells for. All they care is what their home is worth and what their home would sell for. So do them the service of showing them exactly what is going on in their subdivision by adding them to your flex, or to your MLS, or your whatever your MLS is called. Add them to that, and then put them on that automated drip. Call them, ask them how they're liking their home, ask them how you can help, ask if they know anyone else that you can help, thank them for their business, of course, and then send them a text of your digital business card. If you don't have one, just take a picture of your business card, crop it down, and send it in a text. Everyone always says, I feel weird. Okay, send them this text that says, hey, I just received my new business cards. I really value your opinion. I was wondering what you thought. I just want to slide on into your text message. And then when they say, oh, I think they look great, fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm so excited about them. Hey, if you wouldn't mind, just add it to your contacts, like just save it in your photos. I think my mom's on this call. I did it to my family. Promise I did. I said, hey, save my business card, put this in my contact. And my mom's like, I don't know how to do it. Bless her, but that's fine. They do it. I promise they respond. And then your goal for the week would be the 5 SOI, meet at least 2 vendors. 2 business owners a week. Make it a goal to meet 2 business owners a week. Drop a mailer, post a lead magnet, and work on an upcoming event. If you don't do events, that's fine. Your brokerage probably does. And if they don't, then just do like a giveaway once a quarter. Plan to do a giveaway gift basket, on your social media. And you get them to like, comment, and share. And then drop 2 of their friends to like, comment, share, whatever. You know what I mean? There's a way to build your community online too. And then I always set the goals for the month. So for that would be your 16. By the end of the month, you would have met 16 business owners. You'd contact one target subdivision, 250 people, and then you would have had 4 leads via your lead magnet promise, and then you would have been able to launch at least one event. If you did that once a month, you can do it once a quarter, it's fine, the event. But if you did that, it's nuts. So I've laid out exactly what you would need to do the next, like meet at least 2 vendors. Like what would you do with them, right? Oops, sorry. Oops. What would you say to them? What your goals are for the week, and that's what would happen at the end of the month. So I really just kind of went through and told you exactly what to do. So for gathering your list for the mailers, create a postcard, contact a vendor to co-brand. That would be your lender, right? Like they will pay for half your marketing for your branding, I promise, or your printing materials, or all of it, and then post it on your social pages. So I've laid out everything for you to do for the week. And the crazy part is at the very end, you literally would have had so much business, you would have created so much leads for yourself that you wouldn't quite know what to do with yourself. I promise you, you'd be shocked. So here's the gather your list for your mailer. That's why I say I need to put this in the thing. I need to put it in the chat for you so that you've got it, because I'm intense about daily activity and intentional. It does not take a long time. And if you just do one of these every single day, you'll have so much business you won't know what to do. So the daily to-do checklist, every day you have a plan, like you already have a goal. Today every day you're going to contact 5 SOI every morning. Make a plan for it, 5 SOI every day. Every day you're either going to mail off the mailer, you're either going to go knock the doors, or, whatever the next activity is, but it's every single day, 5 days a week, if you can do it. And the crazy part is then you would have this. This is kind of like what the schedule looks like. Day 1 would be your SOI. This is when you'd hit your vendors. This is when you hit the hot subdivision. This is when you do the event planning. This is when you do the lead follow-up. Once you do that, you'd be shocked. If you do it, you'd be so busy. You'd be like, Nicole, I don't even know what to do. That's why I'm always floored when people are like, well, I don't know what to do next. There's so many areas for opportunity. So reminders when things get tough, because it gets hard. You get overwhelmed and you get stressed. Do these things every day. Don't stop. And then what we do consistently, it wins. It will multiply, I promise. And then remember that your time is the most important thing to you. And it's the one thing that you can't buy or get back. So don't waste it. That time at the water cooler, the time getting coffee, having lunch with title, having lunch with a lender, unless you have to do it, don't do it. You have $5, you don't need lunch. Okay. I know I'm terrible about that, but I don't do lunch meetings with vendors unless it's at my office and it's quick. Okay. It's because my time is very important, and yours is too. I'm looking to add value to everybody every day. Like when I make a call, so I heard a story once, and I want to hurry and say this because I got 4 minutes. I heard a story once. I think it was Bob Barker. I'm going to have to look it up. I think it was him back in the day. The guy that spins the wheel on whatever that show is, that game show. He said, how do I promote myself every single day? And I don't know why there's a story behind it, and I don't know what it is, but it stuck with me. So every day, like, not only do I do things with intention, but if you notice with my posts and what I do, like, how do I promote myself every single day? And how do I pour into my people? So if you like what I do, and the group has grown into something that's so amazing. And the reason why is because it's a collaborative effort as to like value. There's tons of value in there now that like, I don't even have to post stuff in there. You guys have got such great value. That's why everybody comes back there. I want you to do that same thing for your people, like for your people in your community, be the expert. Like I live in St. George, Utah. I want to be the expert in St. George. Okay. I want, when people think about real estate, I want them to think of me. And then just believe in yourself that you are the right person for the job of selling their home, that you're the right person. You're even if you're brand new, I promise you, when I was brand new, I said, nobody cares more than me. Nobody's going to work harder than me. like there's 100% guarantee, like just because I have 0 listings, I have 0 buyers right now, my focus will be laser focused on that one person and use that as a strength. You know, when you go to the listing presentation, they've got 75 listings and that's who you're up against and you have none. You just let them know, hey, guess what? The good deal for you is I actually have 0 listings. So you are going to be my ¡1 focus. Can I tell you why that's a benefit for you? Okay, because I care. I'm in it for you. All right, so the next thing is your past clients. Oh, I'm just gonna put this I'm gonna put this on my download. This is what I kind of want you to do with your past clients. Make sure that you call, make sure you ask for referrals. Nobody ever asks for referrals. Ask. When you go to businesses, I promise you, they are asking you to share their information or wear their logo. You walk out of every single grocery store with their bag with their name on it. It's not by accident, okay? So what would you do if your business looked like this? Just focusing on those 4 areas every single week. And is there a skill set that you feel you do not have in order to execute this? This goes back to my post earlier this week. Focus on 1 skill a week and practice that for the week. Every meeting that you go to, every training that you do is focused on that 1 skill. And you'll be surprised at how much your business grows. This market is 100% going to expose the lack of skills. So make sure that you are focused on getting better. And then after 4 weeks, like you would feel like 100% accomplished if you did all this. And it is possible. You'd have increased your database. This is what would have happened. You'd have provided 5-star follow-up to your SOI. You have created a marketing campaign for just listed, just sold, you know, whatever it is. And all you do is duplicate it for the next time, okay? It's just a duplicatable system. And then how many additional leads would you have if you did these activities? And it's just so exciting to see how you can actually build your business. Even though we are in a strange time, it doesn't matter. There's ways to bulletproof your business by just doing the activities every single day that you're supposed to do. The hardest part about doing this is your accountability to your schedule, not knowing what to do, not having the resources, or identifying what you need. So if you have questions on any of this, and I'll put this in a PDF as soon as we hang up here, and I'll drop it in the chat and I'll put it in the file. If you have questions on how to do any of this, please reach out. You know, you guys all have my email address, showupnikkiB@gmail.com. That's my email. Here is my, let's see if here it is. You guys can always DM me or reach out to me on Instagram. You can just message me here in the group. Like you can always just drop a comment in there and say, hey, Nikki, call me. You know, here's my email. I need some help. 911, totally fine. So if you don't know what to do, ask. Don't waste the time that you have. And then I think I did a good job. I hit it. I did it for 30 minutes. I did it. But if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I'm going to go ahead and drop this in here. This video will actually be uploaded to my YouTube as well, so that you guys will start just putting those in there so that you always have a reference to go back to. And then hopefully you guys have a great weekend. Use this to study over the weekend and figure out a game plan for next week. And I'll make sure I get a nice schedule put together for you. I love all the chats. I'm going to look in the chat. Oh, I love all this. So let me hurry and go through some of these questions. I know some of you have to hop off, and I totally get it. That's why I did the information in 30 minutes. So let me hurry and do these questions. Is there going to be a recording? Like I said, I'll put that on YouTube, and this will actually stay in the feed here in Real Estate Talk for Women. Didn't think we were allowed to knock apartments. You can knock apartments. They say, usually places have signs that say no solicitation. Okay, great. I mean, like that's entirely up to you. It just depends on if it's posted or not, and how like eager they are to enforce that. It just depends on, you know, where you're going. Not every single apartment building has no solicitation signs. Depends on where you live. Yep. Circle prospect apartments by calling, send out mailers to them instead in case of soliciting. For sure, you can totally call them. If your title company can give you a list of phone numbers, that's so awesome. It's hard for us to get phone numbers in my state. We have to actually hire like a third-party company to scrub for phone numbers. And I find I like to pick like the small 3-bed, 2-bath, first-time home buyer stuff that sells really, really fast. I like to pick those and prospect those because I don't have to hike stairs anymore because I'm older. But so yeah, so it just depends on what you like, and you'll find a good niche, like a good niche of what you like. I love that kind of stuff. Plus, they're also really good for investors too, because they're 3-bed, 2-bath, and they'll rent all day. So everyone knows I'm kind of an investor freak as well. So I like to prospect that kind of properties. Where can we download these pages? I'm going to drop it in the chat as soon as we hang up. I'll hurry and just download these slides and I'll put them in there for you. Where do I find the templates? Got you. She said she was going to post. Yep. Magnet. We got to that. I love SOI. SOI and COI is sphere of influence or circle of influence. Perfect. Circle of influence for COI. You guys are cute. It's not a duh. It's totally fine. Back to come about recommended a good credit repair person. How do you find it? Oh man, I've got the best credit repair person and he's national. So I can also attest to it because I'm in the middle of buying a house right now, and he just worked on my credit because I had one thing on there that was not mine, and he just had it removed for me in 2 weeks, which was amazing. And my score went up 95 points. Nuts. So I'll be happy to, I'll post that in there too, his contact information. But he's amazing. Recommendations for, I'll get you that recommendation. That's just lender who recommend. Got you. Wheel of Fortune, you're right. No, it's not Wheel of Fortune. It's Price is Right. Bob Barker, Price is Right. Price is Right. Yeah. Oh, duh. I just read it. Okay. For sell by owner safety tip, love it. Wheel of Fortune. Anything that you guys have created that you wanted to share with this group, you can go ahead and just add them up into the file at the top of the Facebook page. It's really good for helpful the new agents, and it's also helpful for everybody coming into the group to talk about that file up there. People forget it. Sign up from on the landing page so you can capture their info. Correct. Lead magnets are awesome. They are awesome in that I don't ever like gather phone numbers. Actually, I gather emails, and then I make the opportunity to ask them for a phone number as another way to have conversation with them. Through email, I tell them, when's a good time that I can reach out to you, via phone. Here's my cell phone number. Is there a good time I can reach out to you? So I try to gather their phone. I just use it as an opportunity to reach out. Tracy, did you mind sharing the sub safety tip? Cool. And you're welcome. Everybody's so welcome. You guys are awesome. Oh, there's Tracy's safety tip. I'll make sure to add that up in that. I got that right there. I'll make sure to grab that and I'll add that up in the file for y'all. Thanks, Nicole. I'm so glad. Anybody have any questions, feel free to let me know, or you can unmute your mic if you want. It's not a big deal. What email system do you recommend for monthly email automation? I actually use Boomtown as my CRM that I use, and my lender pays 50% of mine. I've met ladies in the group that their lenders pay 3/4 of theirs, which is nuts. But I've had my lender, he's been my partner for over 10 years, him and his other partner, and they've been my partners forever. So they pay half of my CRM. So Boomtown's what I use. I also use Active Campaign is another one that I use. I know a lot of people use Follow Up Boss. I've talked to a lot of agents that use Follow Up Boss, and that seems to work pretty well. So it's just the CRM that you like. Check with your brokerage if they don't have one, if they don't have a CRM for you to use. Look in the group. If you go to the group and you go to the search tab and you put in CRM, you'll see what everybody's recommendation is, which is really nice. You'll see like a whole bunch of people's testimonials as to what they use and what they like about it. Anyone else have any additional questions? You can unmute so it's faster if you're typing. It's no big deal.
Hi, I'm on my cell phone. I'm just wondering, how would I get a copy of the things that you're going to be downloading?
Yes. So are you in the group? Are you in the Facebook group?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So in this feed, I'm going to leave this feed just on the thread. So I'll drop that in there today. I'll do it as soon as we hang up. I'll put it in there. And then I'll also put a link to it up in the file on the shared file folder that's at the top of the Facebook group.
Okay. And the group is the Real Estate Talk for Women group?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome. You're welcome. No problem. Anyone else have questions?
Nicole, I just have a quick question. I know that you have been building this group, and you've been, you wrote your book and whatever. Are you guys doing coaching, or what is your overall plan for this group and your personal challenge? I know you wanted to do cool new things.
Yes. Okay. So here's what's up and coming, which is, oh my gosh, it's so exciting. So up and coming is I do have a signature course that's 8 weeks long. So I do have a coaching program that's going to be 8 weeks. The nice thing about the coaching program is you'll get 3 live coaching, group coaching calls with me. The thing that I like about it is one will be an onboarding coaching call, so I can find out where you're at in your business, because I think that's important. One will be midway through, so I can do a check-in on you and make sure that you're doing the activities that you're supposed to be doing. And then the last one will be like an offboarding, kind of a launching you off the program. What I found when I took classes or when I took courses was they gave me the information, and then I got one live group coaching call, but I needed more. I really needed extra, I felt like I had lots of questions and they didn't get to me fast enough, which made it hard for implementation. So making sure that then when I send you off, right, I want to make sure that you've got what you need in order to move forward, but it really will be like a start to finish. Because I think when you get started, you don't know what you're getting into. I think people don't really know what the real estate business is until they actually get into it. And then it's like, oh my gosh, this is way different than I thought it was. So that will be coming, but the overall goal, so what I'm going to be doing is not just the coaching program, but I'm planning to vet all these businesses for everybody. And I'm working on those. So I've got the Canva, I've got, that's one thing I wanted to make sure I mentioned. I wanted to make sure to remember this free Canva boot camp that's going to be happening. That I'm going to be there for the last day and kind of talk to you about a listing presentation that I'm doing on Monday. I'm actually going on a listing appointment. I'm using the information. So I'll be sharing that with you in the boot camp. I believe, cool. Yeah, and I believe she listed. I believe she put it in the. Did she put it? Ashley, did you? I wonder if she put it in the. I think she advertised about it today. So I'll make sure to let everybody know. If you got my email today, so my reminders today, it's in the bottom of that reminder email. Is a click, you can click on it and you can register for it. It's 5 days from, I'm in Mountain Time, so it's 5 to 6 p.m. So 6 to 7, I mean, it just depends on where you're at, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, or 7 to 8 p.m. So she did it in the evening so that it's easier for everybody to hop on. It's an hour, free boot camp for Canva, which is freaking awesome. And then also I'm partnering with somebody to help with closing gifts. I'm also helping with someone that's going to be doing lead gen, scrubbing your leads and calling your leads for you, like an actual lead generation service.
Thank you.
So that's always nice. Oh, hey, where
can we join? How can we join to boot camp?
Oh, I will drop. Let me. I actually have the link right here. I'm going to put it in the chat. I think that's it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Hang on 1 second. That would be the wrong. That would be the wrong link. Hang on 1 second. There it is. You can see all my chats here. Let's see.
All good.
Oh, mama. Okay. Here we go. How about that? There it is. So there's the link to sign up for the boot camp. I'll also put that in the thread for today on this recording. But the other thing that we'll be doing overall, my biggest thing, the other thing for those of you still on, I'm actually going to be launching another Facebook group for all your husbands in the real estate business. I'm actually partnering with a male counterpart, somebody that I actually care about and trust, and I'm super appreciative that he's willing to do this. But I'm going to be launching a Real Estate Talk for Men because I think it's important. My needs are different as a female, and I could imagine that their needs are different too. Yesterday, I had a gal from a brokerage try to add, she added her brokerage to our group, and there was a bunch of men in there, and it only solidified what I'm doing is going to be good for them as well. So I'll just be reciprocating this business over there and letting him run with that. But for me, it's about the coaching and building this group to be a place for solid advice and honest, real scenarios, and just best practices. The 30-day lunch and learn for me, it was, I need to find a way to break it down to where I'm not taking an hour of people's time on Tuesdays, because that's a long time. But I've got so much information I want to share that I think if I just break it down and give you just little bits, it makes it easier to implement. So this really is just like a schedule for you to pick and choose what you can do for 5 days. And the part for me is I feel so accountable to people who give me a schedule that I try to overdo it because I want to make sure I do everything that they tell me to do. So don't do that. You do what you are able to do. Sit down with yourself and realistically ask yourself, how many hours a day do I have today to devote to my real estate business, because it's not the same every day, right? We have doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, kids appointments, we have, whatever, we have stuff that comes up. So be honest every day about how much time you have, and work that time and take these things, I'm telling you, those 4 or 5 things, and implement those things within that time frame and get it done. Just bang it out and get it done. And you'll be so glad. You'll feel so glad at the end of the day. You're like, okay, worked my A off for 4 hours, but dang, I blew right through all 4 of those things, because it looks overwhelming at first, but I promise it can be done. I know, because I did it. I know, because I did it. I wouldn't tell you to do something I haven't done, I promise. So hopefully that makes sense. But mainly for me, the group is, I really just want to keep it very authentic. This is why I don't allow a ton of vendors in here. I have my favorites. I have the ones that I trust, the ones that I know do good business, the ones that I use. So that's who I'm vetting. I'll have the credit repair guy coming in here. He's amazing. And like I said, he helped me. So I'll have him being able to assist people. I'm going to have a few lenders that I'm going to partner with. So if you're on the call and you're a lender and you're interested in partnering with me, it's about, I want to make sure that they're solid and legit for 10 years. And I trust them with my own loan. I mean, they're doing my loan. And I'm buying in this market. So, there's no reason to not buy in this market. When you get a rip of a deal in a market like this, that's a good buy. I'm in it for the long haul. It just depends on what people's plans are moving forward. Are they going to stay in the house? Are they going to, because this is my forever house. Why not buy today? In 15 years, my house is going to be worth more than it's worth today. Like whatever the market happens, whatever happens to the market in the next 60 days, it doesn't matter to me, because I'm not going anywhere,
It's on the
So.
table.
Any other questions? Does that answer your question, Delise? Kind of a lot.
No, I actually really appreciate that, because I was just trying to, anyway, I'm in St. George right now, so.
Oh, you are? What? Super fun. Where are you?
Out in Washington.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm going to be in Houston, or in Dallas. If anyone's going to be at the Build event, or if you're in Texas and you're in the Dallas area, next on the 23rd of August, I'm going to be in Dallas, and we're planning to do a meetup. Even if you're not coming to the Build event, we're planning to do a meetup with some of the ladies from Real Estate Talk for Women, because we would love to put together a little coffee hour, or a cocktail hour at one of the hotels or at one of the little coffee shops, where we can meet some of the ladies and kind of powwow about some best practices. And it just would give me an opportunity to meet some of the ladies for sure. Like Kim Dillard, I know you're going to be watching this, or you're watching it. I'm coming after you. I'm going to come find you, because it's nice to actually finally get to meet some of these ladies in person. So that's my goal too, is just to try to get to other places across the country. I tried to get to Colorado last month, and it just didn't work out because I decided to buy a house. So literally I moved into a rental house, and I have 2 camp chairs in my front room. I'm not joking. And my TV's on the floor. I'm not lying. I literally have 2 camp chairs. So all my stuff is in storage, and I actually sold everything. I sold all my furniture so I can just buy brand new. So that's what you call accountability. Like, that's me pushing myself out of my comfort zone, because my financial thermostat was here, and I've made the same amount of money for 3 years. That's not okay. That's not okay by me. So I had to push myself more financially and make myself more accountable to bigger things so that I could do more. It makes me work harder, knowing that I've got some financial things that, that I have obligations, yes, that I have to meet. But I don't know any other way to make myself do more. And I want to do more, I just don't know how. I can't seem to make more. I can't do more. I've hit a ceiling too. So I go through the same things you guys all do, I promise. And in my real estate business, I've never sold over 50 homes. 48 is my max. That's how much, and I've hit it 3 times. So I don't know how many more times I have to hit it, but pushing through that, guess what that means to me? I have to grow my team. I have to grow bigger. And so my personal body, my being can't do anymore. I don't feel like I can give my clients more, and I don't want to give more of my time. So the only way that I can do more is if I build my team bigger. So I go through the same stuff that you guys do, I promise, and just trying to push myself out of my comfort zones. I do the same thing that you guys, I'm telling you to do. And it works, to scale yourself from I think my first year I made 45,000, 50,000 maybe. To, my best year was, and I tell people this on purpose so that you all understand, the best year I was just slightly under $500,000, which is, it's a big growth, but it took me a lot of years to kind of get there, but it's possible, it's definitely possible. And to consistently do it, that's the key, is consistently do it, but not be afraid that once you hit it, like you hit 6 figures the first year, don't be afraid that you're not going to replicate it the next year. You're going to do it. Why? Because you've already done it. You know what it took to get there, and you can do it. You know, your mind grows, and your needs and your wants grows, and you grow as a person. So it's super fun, and real estate is really exciting. And I think you guys, while people are scrambling in this market, this is a huge opportunity. Look at it as an opportunity, because it really is. While everyone else is panicking, you just go ahead and be calm, do your stuff, do your daily stuff, and it works out, and it does happen, that's when you'll thrive, which is really fun. So I see it all the time. So any other questions? Happy to answer.
How much is the 8-week boot camp?
You know what, so my course, when I launched my course, I think I've got it at $12.97 is going to be my course. No, it's $11.97 for my course. And then and that's going to have a payment plan actually, but if you pay for all-in-one, it's going to be $9.97 for the all-in-one. And I'll probably launch that here in about a month. I think I'm about a month out, month and a half out to doing that. I'm a little bit away from doing that. But the Canva bootcamp is free. I love free, and I love it. She's going to have some goodies and some giveaways. She has beautiful stuff. So I'm very excited to put together my listing presentation with her materials. So like I said, I'll be sharing that the day that I go live on the bootcamp. That will be the last day. And I'll go live there for, I think it's an hour. So I'll be on for that day. And I'm excited to show you guys like what a listing presentation looks like, as far as like what mine's going to look like, because I'll show you. It's fine. We all have different skill sets, and we all have our specialties. So mine might look a little bit different than yours, but it gives you a good idea and a good example as to like what to use. So that will be really good. So that boot camp's going to be good. We're going to have some really amazing things coming up, and that's why I moved everything into the group, is because I want everyone to have access to it, not just I mean, I say I have about 300 to 500 people that come onto my master classes, which is great. I will be doing some paid master classes in here that will be just more one-on-one, smaller, more intimate groups. They won't be it's not going to be expensive. It's just going to be enough that like I have to pay for the platforms to get everybody in there and stuff, and the advertising. So that's really what it covers. But that stuff is fun too. So there'll be lots of opportunities for growth and learning in the group. You take and pick what you need, at the time, and we'll try to organize the files as best as we can for subjects, so it makes it a little easier to go to. I know that's a challenge too, so it's so fun. I just love you guys. I do. Like I literally am on here every single night, like going through my group. My husband's like, "Are you going to come to bed?" Yep, in a minute, But I love seeing all your posts in there. Like my heart breaks when you guys are getting screwed out of a deal or whatever. Like I totally understand that. So hopefully the perspective that I can come in and kind of help give you some reassurance along the way in this business is helpful. Because I mean, when you've been in it 16 years, you've closed a few deals. Although I did get a stumper a couple months ago. One of my agents had a house that they had under contract for her buyer. It burned down. Never had that happen. So something happens all the time in the real estate business you've never ever heard of. So anyways, it's just exciting. But if you guys need help, ask. Like I'm here. Like I'm not going anywhere. I'm not untouchable. You can grab a spot in my calendar. I post that in the group too. Like anytime you need to chat or you need some help or you need some guidance, just let me know and we'll make space for you. So, okay. Hopefully you guys have a good weekend. I'm gonna hop on a call with one of the gals in the group, so I'm super excited, but I really do appreciate you guys tuning in, and we will see you next Friday for the next Lunch and Learn. Wednesday, we'll have another surprise guest for an interview. I love these disruptors in our industry that are doing like big things. I think I may even actually have a 2-year agent coming on that's gonna be a brand new agent. She doesn't know it yet, but I'm gonna ask her to come on and do a quick little interview with me. She's been in the business 2 years and closes about 15 to 20 deals her second year. So she's newer, which is great, but I'd love to have her aspect for some of our agents that are just newer in the business, getting their start. And then I also know I will eventually have my daughter come on. She is a brand new mom. My little grandson is not quite 1. He'll be 1 in October. So to have a mommy's perspective on like what it's like to be like pregnant and selling property and showing property and what that looks like and how she manages and juggles her time and how she had to prioritize. because the anxiety is real and the mama guilt is real, and we get it. So anyways, love you guys. Hope you have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys next week.